We have a great deal to get to today, and we begin by digging deeper into the growing scandal which is currently swirling around Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She's been in the news quite a bit. The Trump administration's border czar, Tom Homan, revealing that right now the federal government is leaving no stone unturned and actively investigating Omar for allegedly committing fraud when she first immigrated to this country. Homan says that one of the top investigators in our nation's Department of Homeland Security, DHS, currently pulling all the Congresswoman's past records, including every single file, and painstakingly looking into whether or not Omar potentially committed a crime by lying on any of her relevant paperwork. You may recall that at a rally earlier this week, President Trump railed against Omar, suggesting that she got into our country by marrying her brother, that she's therefore here illegally, and that if she doesn't like it here, she is in fact free to go home. Apparently, this claim, sparking quite a bit of renewed interest in her case, with Homeland Security now saying they take any and all marriage fraud allegations very seriously, and reiterating that they have severe consequences, including possible jail time and even deportation. According to reports, Omar was born in Somalia before leaving that country with her family when she was 8 years old. And eventually they were all granted asylum here in the U.S., where she became a naturalized citizen at the tender age of 17 and eventually became the first Somali American elected to Congress. A number of other people, however, claim that among her many marriages, Omar actually once tied the knot with someone directly related to her in some sort of arrangement of convenience. We're trying to be gentle with that. Now, for her part, Omar, she's standing her ground, saying that no matter what Trump accuses her of, she's going to continue doing her job and working tirelessly for the voters in her district. She also says that by now the president should be well aware that you should never pick a fight with a Somali woman. Now, don't go threatening the president. That's not wise. In the meantime, Somali communities throughout the U.S. continue to be outraged by President Trump's incendiary comments, with one school district in Vermont, I've seen the pictures, actually hoisting the flag of Somalia alongside the red, white, and blue, and that's in order to show solidarity with their Minnesota brethren. Final thought, this is the News Roundup Lowdown. Now, here's the deal. Minnesota, it's a pretty okay place to call home and check out its calling card. You got some nifty lakes and rivers. The state bird is the common loon, and there are more loons. I checked this out. There are more loons in Minnesota than in any other state except Alaska. Ain't it the truth? Look at this guy right here. You know that guy. It's Bob Dylan. He's from Minnesota. Judy Garland as well. She was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, Minnesota, home base. So the way I see it, the state has a pretty good resume. However, the lovely gentlewoman in charge of Minnesota's 5th District, that one, the ill one, Ilhan Omar, given the state, or at least her portion of it, kind of a bad reputation. Look, as you're well aware by now, the state is the subject of an epic $1 billion fraud scandal, and we all want to know everything she knows about this legendary scheme where folks in her immediate orbit, they allegedly stole millions. Now, at the end of the day, we think it'll be nearly impossible for her to convince anybody that she absolutely knew nothing. And at one point, she might even be facing some big-time charges, but it might be a bit late in the game to claim immigration fraud. Omar has been a naturalized citizen for about a quarter of a century now, and if there were legitimate immigration fraud concerns, they would already have been addressed. So for now, Tom Homan, 47 as well, and all the other players, I think you're kind of barking up the wrong tree. In my mind, you stay in the game, stay on the trail, follow the money, and if necessary, file charges. But right now, the smart money, it's on Medicaid fraud, not goofy nuptials. Yeah, Producer Davey, I'm like all Minnesotans, and like they said in that goofy Jerry Maguire flick, show me the money. Now, what are you thinking?
Well, there's an old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not sure they're going to find anything, but if you follow the money, sooner or later it leads to the bad guys. Yeah,
we're going to get there. It's going to take a little bit of time. And at my core, I'm a money guy. And if she's involved in a scam that somehow is involving $1 billion, then she's got some explaining to do, and it's going to take a long time to get through that explanation.